with the strongest structure Norwegian system, smothered down the wealth of Czech talent in the first period, with Roy Johansen's army keep away from the penalty box. Surely they've been told to keep calm and stick to the game plan. Welcome back, my friends. Pictures and emotions coming from the Stockholm arena. Preliminary round group, Stockholm S, game 18. Let's have a look to points and schedules. There you see that this group keeps the top and the bottom well distanced, but let's enter one of the technical issues of the game while the mascot is having and giving fun to the spectators. Norway yesterday took 2 more consecutive minors. Why more? Because the first has been conceded 6 minutes into the first period versus Russia. Is it costly? I know it's an old cliche to say that you have to keep discipline and don't give away penalties, but here guys play every day. A bit of silence for the anthems. Spectators making all the way from Hradec Králové. That was the reference to the banner we've seen. Here we go with Mr. Torresen, the only KHL, a former Lugano coach, and now Luis Adancic, the head coach of the Czech Republic. So back to yesterday's defeat versus Russia. The Norwegians played very well, but they gave away 2 easy penalties. Either you pay that on the scoreboard, either you pay that on your body, because it really sucks the energies of the best men to put special teams short-handed down there. Well, Roy Johansen, and one of the most appreciated and talented coaches, not happy yesterday to be denied 1 score. And he said that his guys that we see lined up now here with Ole Christian Tollefsen and Mats Trygg composing the first line of defense, together with the former NHLer Jonas Holos on the second line. And again, a Swiss referee taking the main duties, Jakub Kovar and Lars Augen. Have a look, Jakub Kovar, what is his percentage of save? You can see it by yourself. So, while we watch the tension in the eyes of Brent Schreiber, we have to wonder how you pay in terms of attitude. The fact that yesterday after the goal, as Johansen said, for the next 5 or 6 minutes the guys on the bench were nervous, screaming, and lost their focus. That's what also Patrick Thoresen pointed out as a low point of yesterday's performance. But let's go back to the ice for the first penetration by the Czechs in red. So behind the net, Petr Tenkrate. There we go with the first stoppage of the game and the first duty for special teams. Hooking is the call by the North American-born Swiss head referee Brent Schreiber. You see the puck going away a bit too far, and that's the problem. Matt Trigg and Patrick Tollefsen, very expert blue liners, they are a little bit too penalty box prone. So we were just exactly talking about this. Roy Johansen, I'm sorry. I liked the way he politely reacted and pointed out his technical opinion yesterday without any complaining. So the game is stopped, probably a lamp light. And there we start with a Norwegian team probably destined to skate up ice if they carry on like this. There's a very subtle line between playing a physical game, which is a must for the underdogs, and giving away easy penalties. That's what happened right now. The Boston Bruins forward, David Krejci keeps warm. First face-off gives the Norwegians the opportunity to clear the ice and take a little of a breath. Andre Nemeth, the puck goes around, is kept well away. Milan Michalek, brother, or Zbigniew Michalek of the Pittsburgh Penguins, which didn't join the army, the Czech army this year. Good puck circulation, the first opportunity of score and the first unfriendly gathering in front of the net. Pruka involved in lovely touch. Andre Nemeth coming back from the blue line. So we had a taste of really what discipline means. I know, as we said, it's a stereotype to say you have to keep discipline, but if you play once a week or any 4 days, the thing is different. But now there is more danger to find yourself short-handed if something like that happens again. So good shift for the penalty killing team. Andre Nemeth locating the option, a diagonal pass, and a very good one indeed. And again, this is a precious clearance because it comes after 1 minute of penalty time. Around the boat, the Norwegians have to survive to this. The puck is stationary. 4 bodies involved in the struggle. Let's see if the referee thinks that there is still room for the puck to move away. It moves away, and away also means far from the Norwegian net. Again, it's Andre Nemeth, the 40 years old debutant. Petr Nedved, kind of counter-attack, which is promptly smothered down by Thomas Moises. Good acceleration by Alex Hemsky. Hemsky, the Edmonton Oilers stars. No penalty. teams at full strength, and yet the Norwegians survive. 3 in the blue line. The defensive pattern very visible. 3 players in the blue line. Andre Nemeth leading and calling the defensive duty. Very good pictures showing us how you might defend with 3 men on the blue line. And Andre Nemeth is really working as a second coach in the ice. And this is absolutely not surprising at all. Curiously, Nemeth means German, but time to go for a counter-attack. Defense is well positioned, so it's not a big issue for the goaltender. Puck is thrown away. Good defensive support play. Back in the neutral zone, so Mats Hansen. Mats Hansen trying to help out. He doesn't manage to win the turnover with sideway pass, and now it's a centering pass and a shot which is off the target. Mikael Frolik, the leader Jager. So if they call him, lovely pass with the reverse side of the stick. Again behind the net, Frolik. Now he has to skate back. The Czechs can't manage to keep the puck into their attacking zone. It's a 2-on-2. And Petr Pruka puts it out. A bit too high, a big candid attempt, and this is time for Roy Johansson to have a talk with his players. Mats Holland probably going to the face-off. Roy Johansson, a 3-time Olympian as a player, 52 years old. Again, it's time for the Norwegians to protect their house from this slap shot. Milan Michalek. Blatak waiting probably to obtain again from the blue line. Have a look to number 44, Blatak. If the puck comes off quickly from that angle, he's very well positioned. Now he may move to the right side to stop the exit. Now he can't succeed, so from offensive to defensive duty for Blatak. Petr Pruka tries to open up on the far side but can't. Aleksemski coming around, leaving a puck to Lukas Krajcek for a not extremely convincing shot, and Erik Solberg sends the puck and the danger away. And a real pass to the neutral zone. Lasse Spets. Martin Roymark. Martin Roymark down the ice. So there might be some empty surface to attack. 1 or 3. Too much pressure. And very effective by the expert Mats Trig. Good puck circulation. Here we go again. And Brent Reiber stops the play. What's wrong with Tollefsen? Is that just a small hit? Captain Tollefsen looks injured, but we have to underline the high sticking call. Another Czech found himself short-handed for 2 minutes. Lovely and sharp pictures to see that there was a contact between Vondra's blade and his opponent. Sure, there was no intent, but it is a classic when you try to turn around quickly. As they say, you have to be responsible of your stick. Good back one by the Norwegians. Now they have to skate back to the neutral zone. So it's about 20 seconds gained behind Lars Hogan's net. Good penetration. The pass is not of the same quality, so they have to regroup and try to get it out. Morten Ask, have a look to number 9. Marius Holtet on this side of the ice. Not a very good start for the Norwegian power play. They don't forecheck, so they permit a mid-air clearance to the Czechs. From the left side, looking for a centering pass, then wrapping around. Good decision making by Mari Zolim. He receives the pack and have it circulating. Watch out on the blue line. For slap shot, it doesn't count. There's a lost stick. So defending with three men and 1 stickless for the Czechs. And there's a counter-attack. What skating and talent means. The puck is high over Lars Hogan's net. But this is not bad because penalty time is being reduced down to 10 seconds. You see Jonas Solos watching how long the penalty time was, taking it count anyway. Teams are full strength. Very good penetration. Michalek, Milan Michalek. Very Krejci. Now quick counter-attack smothered down promptly by Alex Hemsky. Hooking. There was a hooking call. Brent River has to send the 3rd player to the scene B. When you are back checking a new hook, you are nowadays 100% likely to be picked up. This is a clear hooking call. Hemsky not really convinced of that. The only place where you may sometimes hope to get away with it is behind the net, because goaltenders are big, they have big frame and size. So if you do it maybe on the stick, but if you do it high on the waist, at the waist height, and back checking, there is space for referees and linesmen to see that. So here we go again with a 5-on-4 spectacular game. Brilliant game. Mikael Vondra. Nice pass, but that little adjustment is needed. Holted as the puck circulating. Have a look. Petr Časlava. Časlava and Nemec, undoubtedly the 2 main defensive playmakers. Then we can say, Thomas Moises of course. But the puck is sent away. Nothing better for the defending team. Penalty time down to 1 minute. Mats Trigg locates the option, leaves to Patrick Torresen. The St. Petersburg forward. And here we go with the fourth. It is a hooking call again. How can we technically explain this? The guys probably are tired. You've seen what kind of game they had to face yesterday and the day before yesterday. So when you tend to hook a bit too much, means that you subconsciously feel that you're a bit late. So you stretch your arm to grab, you stretch your stick to hook. So Nakladak Plekanec going to the face-off for a very tough and demanding task to survive with 3 players. Patrick Torresen pushing that towards the corner. The space. Passing lanes are denied. This left shot is stopped. Chaslava and Petr Chaslava making pressure. Maybe there might be another penalty. There is another penalty call. I was a bit shy to say here we go with the fifth. The Montreal Canadiens star, Thomas Plekanec. Captain and NHL superstar. This time, this is for tripping. So it's a 3-on-5 for 30 seconds. Back in the neutral zone. Morten Ask having the puck circulating. The tournament is very, very long, and the special teams are one of the most challenging duties. Solos, Jonas Solos. Oh, nearly the tap-in is completed by Patrick Torresen. Look for him a bit, I wouldn't say neglected, because 3-on-5. Someone you have to leave alone. Good defensive effort. Brilliant goaltending at the first attempt, but the second is too much. It all goes down to discipline. If the empty box, if the penalty box is full, the ice is empty. Simple, basic. But nothing Jakub Kova could do. First attempt, save. Second one, while he was moving toward the other end, already with his legs, have a look how Jakub Kova's leg was stretched and spread. How can you move from that? So it's Norway 1 against all odds, Czech Republic 0. So the team who suffered so much for giving away minor penalties is taking advantage of the opponents doing the same thing and falling in the same mistake. Hansen. Here we go again. Hooking call. That's a hooking call. So Mats Hansen has to go out. Unbelievable. Let's see the picture. Yeah, absolutely. Latak falls down. His skating motion was very clear, but he's been stopped by hooking. So the Brynäs Gavle forward. Goes down to sit. It is his 4-on-4. I think we can easily see that we nearly saw special teams. How many minutes or seconds we have seen a 5-on-5? Opening up to the far side, Bong Saksen. The attempt is wide of the target, while Juha Kaunismäki stretched down on the ice, putting his body in line to prevent. The low shot to give it, so it's work again, Jakub Kova. Short pass. Brilliant defensive position of play. Alex Hemsky looking around. Bon Saksen puts it there, and suddenly Lukas Krajcek, big seat up. Hemsky can't find the net, but he may be waiting for Nedved's pass. Plekanec back from the penalty box since 2 minutes. Andre Nemec finds Nedved there, but he was backhanded, so he couldn't. He had the option to spin around or keep passing. The puck jumps up. It loops up. First down. Hemsky again. Nemec finds the pads of Lars Hogan. The puck takes a trip around the building. Stopped by Jakub Kova. Krajcek. So the Dynamo Minsk defender again looking for options who doesn't come. Good sideway pass. Teams are full strength. Let's see how long it remains. 5-on-5. Nice pass. Jiri Novotny. It's time for both the teams to give plenty of ice to the fourth liners. Otherwise, you don't survive the end of the match, let alone the rest of the tournament. So I think that both Roy Johansson and Aulis Adamczyk, they have to give ice to Martinsen, Ken-Andre Olin on one side, Lucas Kaspers and Jakub Petruzalek on the other one. Nemec again, Krajcek. Puck is sent away along the board. Seems to me Michael Froling having the best and keeping possession. Petr Tenkrat. On the blue line, Thomas Moises. I mean, the puck circulating, the two teammates collide slightly. That results in a turnover, which is smartly used by the Norwegians to take a bit of oxygen. From the neutral zone. Peraja Skroder. But watch out for Petr Pruk's attempt. The angle was too tight, so he cannot organize a serious attempt. Milan Michalek tries to control with the backhand. Under pressure, and backhand is not the easy thing to do. And again, backhanded. David Krejci. No way for the Bruins forward. A very adventurous pass by the Danish in their own zone. The puck is deep there. Time to put some fresh bodies on the ice. That's the reason why Henrik Solberg waits a little bit to give his teammates and consequently the opponent the time for a change on the fly. We haven't seen an offside call yet. The only stoppage has been for minor penalties. If memory works, that's the kind of action that we saw so many times in counter-attack. And here we got a score from a legendary player. The Edmonton Oilers star, Hemsky. Producing a carbon copy score. That's the turnover. It all starts from here. Hemsky finds the way to the net, finds himself with the right side of the stick and taps it in. Where does it all come from? Probably from tiredness, because it was an easy conceded turnover. And then again, a 2-on-1. But wonderful reading of the game, but Alex Hemsky, what has he done so special? The most basic and essential thing. Skating stride there, but why did he so? Because he understood the puck was coming that way. He knew his teammate acceleration capacity. He knew that the turnover was coming his way. He made the best of his reading of the game. And speed. Norway 1, Czech Republic 1. We will not forget this match that soon, I think. Time for the Danish to get out of their own zone. 10 minutes and 40 seconds left in the period. Puck is down there. Kova wants to accelerate the things. Gets back, luckily for him, quickly back in position. Sideway pass. The attack is slowed down a little bit and the puck is dumped for the Czechs. Norwegians know they're facing a team that can shoot from nearly everywhere and they can organize breakouts, as we've seen. Good puck control and spinning around by Andreas Martinsens. No surprise the two coaches are using widely the two fourth liners. That might be it again. It was not to be. Michael Frolik stopped and organized a very good shot. Jakub Kova stops the puck. Good catch. Then he moves toward the side, tempted to let the game flow in order to avoid any defensive face-off. Then he spots that Ken-Andre Olive was skating quick on that side, so he went for the safest option. Thomas Plekanec, more likely, having a discussion with Pierre Dan, French linesman. The two main referees, Brent Reiber and Devin Lewis. So, next effort again asked to Ole Christian Olofsson. Very good player, the former Columbus Blue Jacket and Philadelphia player. A bit too penalty prone. But extra work and quality work coming as usual by the former Colorado Avalanche D-man Jonas Soros, now with the Baxter Lakers. And of course, from the veteran Matt Street. Good slap. And it takes Jakub Kova's good positional play to send the puck away. The rebound is not dangerous. The puck is sent back to the neutral zone now. On the Danish end. Another dangerous turnover. And a mistake. A mistake. Petr Časlava was scanning the surface, so he could not keep the puck inside him. David Krejci from the defense helping out. his D-man to take the puck out of the zone. Good work by the guys with the white shirt. They don't permit any entrance into the center ice. Again, bad side by Jakubkova. Again, a scrum, four-man scrum. Someone tries to hook, someone tries to heel the puck away. Nice win. This is the kind of game that Roy Johansson men have to do. Come off winning the body-on-body situations, especially in the Czech area. Winning a puck there means that you don't have to work long to manufacture an attack. Totally different if you have to start all the time from your own end. So I'm very glad that we saw this first 20 minutes of play. We really saw everything. I lost the count of the penalties, but we have time to talk about this when we come back. Welcome back for the second period of game between Czech Republic and Norway. What we have seen in the first 20 minutes of play. Well, special teams severely tested their forehand minders. Crowded seam-beats, but curiously not much of physical play. Sometimes you think many penalties, many hits. I wouldn't say so this time. So no comparison with what we've seen in the other Scandinavian clash, Denmark, Sweden. It's been probably the most physical encounter of this World Cup so far from the countries you normally don't expect. So now again it goes down to discipline and athleticism, while the two things are very, very connected. Thomas Plekanec having a conversation with the referees. You're allowed, and this is one of the many things I like and love of this sport, you're allowed a very polite conversation with the referee, especially in that World Cup. And now we have a quick shot at the goaltenders. Lars Augen has been chosen ahead of Lars Volden, which is in the bench today. In again from the aging but very reliable Paul Grodnes. On the other side, Jakub Stepanek, a great big nine left catch of St. Petersburg, precious for the goal in 2010, is benched, and Jakubkova has been chosen ahead. This is a must. This is a must. You cannot rely on one goaltender when you have to play back-to-back games. And on the D department, Zdenek Kutlak, the Andrei Piotr defenseman, has been left out. There we go with the first puck deep in. So we can easily say that if special teams have been a factor in the first 20 minutes, it's going to be even bigger in the second time with the benches away from your sitting place. Very quick start by the Scandinavia, Perage Skroder. Good penetration, centralized. Denied by the Norwegians. A mid-air clearance that doesn't travel far enough. Teams are full strength. We better indicate when the teams are at full strength, because penalties have been so many, so relevant in the first 20 minutes. But I'm sure that Alice Adams, Roy Johansson's and staff had a clear conversation with the players about that. There's no offside. There's a reshot, snapshot better on the right side. And that's the score. And that's the score. Lars-Erik Spets going straight to the net, taking advantage of a defensive lapse. His fourth goal of the tournament. 2 players on the puck driver. This is a 2-on-2. But again, we see that the last man entering the attack zone. And here we go with another ice hockey cliche. I hope you don't get cold, my friends, up there. And we've seen the desperate chase by David Krejci. But his back-checking attempt wasn't close enough. And the second period couldn't start better for the Scandinavian team. Very easy, basic stuff from the right side to the center. It was a 2-on-2, but it suddenly became a 3-on-2. Have a look, all in, putting it there. And the number 10 in white coming in quickly. Whipped off from the face-off area, Jiri Novotny, Lucas Kasper. Czech's fourth line in. But who did there? Jakub Petruzalek. Tomo Moisey completely the Czech line. So a couple of lines adjustment for Adam, for Alice Adamczyk. The puck is prudently kept back, a sideway pass, left to right. Again, D to D. The second one was a safe option, but the first one was a beat to there, probably. Blatak. Me there to the far side. Lekanes chasing back this time, back checking. It's done in a better way than a couple of minutes ago. And again, Thomas Plekanec. The Olympic in Vancouver, who recorded 3 points in 5 games, playing for Montreal Canadiens since 2005, goes to take a seat now. Things are really complicated for Czech Republic. Not shy to put it deep in the corner. No helmet, so Christiansen have to go to the bench. Another quick breakaway on both sides. Milan Michalek exchanging a couple of words, but nothing more than that with Marius Holtet. Andre Nemeth trying to put a big hit, but not getting straight into the target with the score of the last goal. The 40-year-old Czech on the face-off, very quick to hook it from the drop area. And one of the keys of the game really could be the strong playmaking capacity of the Czech defenders. And another attempt to Jakub Kova's net. Scandinavian supporters probably asking for a penalty, which was not to come. See Moises, Nemeth, Czeslava, Blatak. Every Czech line has a very quick and skilled playmaker. Well, the puck is stopped there, and there's a bit of a pushing and shoving. I don't think there is going to be any roughing penalty. Czeslava bumped away. Martin Roymark. Well, Hollows, a bit of, let's call it physical defense to push the full forward, the opponent's full forward, to pick a position on 9 from a similar sport. Out and far from the crease. So the puck is won, so probably what the Norwegians can do once they get out of their own garden is try to make the Czech defenseman turn to find the puck in the corner. That would give extra time to the guys in white and take away a bit of wit and organization to the ones in red, who can really list a string of wonderful offensive defenders. There's an icing call. Peragis Kroder tries to stretch to get in touch with the puck, but that doesn't have enough reach. To get in possession, so the puck is thrown by the referee. And the Norwegian defensive zone. Jonas Hollows. Hollows. Backhand along the board. No penalty again, but very close. That might be the case again. There's a broken stick, so Thomas Moises has to go to the replacement bench. On the fly, this is an offside. And from that point, we saw it very clear, and enough we said about the velvet tapping. But what about the pass? now priority to the face-off area for the Norwegians. Then what they want probably is to make their forechecking system established. It worked so well versus Sweden. Anders Bastiansen. Back in the neutral zone again. Nice skating, Milan Michalek. The puck is a bit forgotten to the left side of the goaltender. Now back in the neutral zone, Thomas Moises. Along the board, a bit high in order to make it a bit difficult to stop. Blatak. Diagonal pass, which is not picked, so Hemsky finds himself in offside position. Thomas Hemsky, one of the best passers of the game nowadays. He had 2 surgically repaired shoulders. Yeah, the linesman wants absolute respect of the street rule of face-off area. So he makes himself heard, and so does physically along the bird, the Czechs second line. Nedved, it's an offside call again. The second offside call against the Czechs. In 35, maybe 40 seconds. Alois Adamczyk, as a player, nothing better than second division. Sometimes it goes to show you never can tell. Another good effort by Nedved on the face-off. He has to cover up on the neutral zone. Looks like the teams are very, very tired. This kind of mistake normally come when your body is being tested so much. And in case of the Norwegians, we can say that 12 minutes and 26 seconds of ice time, it is a lot. It is a lot. Good puck win and a wrist shot. Sent away by the goaltender on the rebound. Again, a scoring chance, but very quick movement by the white goaltender on the first post. A loose puck. Morten has make sure it goes quickly away. Jerry Novotny, assistant captain. Very slow shift, but both the teams. Bad save by Jakub Kova. Oh, Mats Hansen again tries to set the tone, and Max Pressure looks like he's got some steam left. Probably he's skating a little bit more than his line mates. A change on the fly for both the teams. Again, a loose puck, and you can really see how hard it is to skate with such an intensity. After you work so hard to kill the penalty. Blekanet and Anders Bastiansen battling for a puck. That goes to the corner. Blatak. Very good. Couple of passes. The same we can say about the defense. Looks like both the teams needed a couple of changes. But there's another stoppage. And Blekanet has something to say, Michalek and Bastiansen. Blekanet maybe paying for a high sticking infringement. But it is also fair to say that such quick contacts between a stick and a face, especially the face-off area, not easy to spot, because what does the referee do normally is follow the puck, and if the puck jumps away quickly, when the two players committed in the face-off have to move around, it's not easy to spot everything for linesmen and referees. Looks like a Czech power play. Krajcek. Matis Olim producing a good hit behind the net. Behind the net under pressure, Mats Trick. Puck travels slow, so it's easy to target. You meant for a body check. When the ice is low and the game is not very fast as well. Brilliant one-on-one win by Petr Nedved, the former Canadian Olympic, who moved away from Czech Republic in '89, taking the headlines also for competing as a Canadian at '94 Olympic Games. He's got plenty of experience, but it is so visible and clear. He's got legs and fitness and athleticism as well. Short passes in order to open up the space and find a way to get away from their own zone. By the Norwegians, they can reach the neutral zone, but they can't put it somewhere else. Hollows. A slap shot, a rebound. And Jakub Kova puts his weight and his glove on a puck which comes dangerously back. With a simple tap in there, you move the scoreboard again. The ice hockey is all about concentration, but also changing and adjusting. Looks like both the coaches have to work on their lines, probably working on very quick changes. That's what you do when you see that all your best men are very, very tired. I think we can count about 12 minutes without any minor penalty. It's a totally different situation from what we've seen in the first period. Czeslava. But it's Czeslava. Sends a puck forward, halfway between a shot and a dump. Ondrej Nemec. Fourth liner, Jakub Petrusalik, having much eyes today, not surprisingly so. Kicking the puck away. Again, Andre Nemeth. Good physical effort.
Commercial break.
Good physical effort by the Severstal Cherepovets, big defender, 1 meter 82 centimeters, nothing huge for nowadays standards. Anyway, one of the most physical defenders in his national team, Alois Adamczyk. Transmitting a kind of strategy which doesn't need any lip reading or knowledge of the Northern Slavian language to understand. I think he has to move the puck along the boards and go for the safe option. Very loud music and face off in the neutral zone just outside. The Reds' blue line, Andre Nemeth. Very long stretch pass. Very good one, one-on-one, but the angle is very tight. So not space enough for the huge kiss of Mikael Frolik to put the puck on the back of Lars Haugen's net. There's no hooking, no interference, there's just the physical defense, which is pressure because Frolik is being pushed away from center ice. So he's being forced to plan B, which was a shot from a tight angle. Allow these players center ice at your own period. 6 minutes left in the second period. Petr Tenkrat taking position in front of the slot, waiting for the lovely skating of Petr Prutka to produce an assist. Puck flies back mid-air, very close to the net. Again, turning around, Thomas Moises. Holos. A dump and no one chasing. No one chasing because the pattern was just to put it in and put fresh legs in the ice. Puck juggles in the neutral zone. And again, it's Petr Nedved. Drops it back. Petrusalik and Lars Hagen. Petrusalik again. Well positioned on the blue line, probably Petrusalik. No. He's being replaced by Andre Nemeth. The bench is closer to your attack zone in the second drittel. Very smart use of the changing opportunities by the Czech. Petrusalik was in, but he wanted a fresh teammate to get in while the puck was in the attack zone. So as soon as the video camera got back to the blue line, we found a replacement on the blue line. Well positioned for a slap shot, or either to try to keep the puck in case the defending team had a better. It's a 1-on-3. The puck goes along the board. Good puck possession by the Danish. Brilliant effort by Patrick Thoresen, surrounded by red jumpers, could find a way to maintain the puck. Nice, and very close to a score, which does not come. Very well positioned. The match official, I like the way they are refereeing. They're very strict. One thing we never talk about is the fitness needed by the referees. Well, the puck is underneath the goaltender, but outside the line. The puck is stationary, so the game has to stop. If you insist on that, even with a small whack, you get penalized. Smart refereeing and very good communication. Normally it is the defenseman telling the goaltender, stay down, the puck is there, don't move, is the classic call in this case. How many times we've seen the goaltender moving and scoring to himself? Not now. Exciting game. Even for tight players like the white and red seems to be at times. Not now, because they found the way to accelerate. Watch out for the slap shot. It's a fake. Oh, lovely one. No score. But what a shot. Plekanec, and a rebound, which is promptly picked up by Per-Anders Schroeder. Again, a rebound. That would have become a score with a simple tape-in, but it was not to come. And that's it. It was to come now. It was in the air. David Krejci, the Boston Bruins superstar. And we clearly see that Lars Bogen was screened by his own defender, so he couldn't see the source, the start of the shot. And nothing can happen to a goaltender than a quick access into the attack area and an unwilling screening like the one we've seen now. So the game is tied up, Czech Republic to Norway 2. From behind the net, Petr Čekrát, leaving that to Ondřej Němec. Again, the scorer remains in the ice. David Krejci is still there, didn't go to the shift. Smart thinking by Alois Adamczyk. You score the goal, you got a morale boost, you stay in. You take advantage of the 20 seconds of stoppage after the score, and it shows. Very smart coaching. And again, it is the Reds' time to push forward. You clearly saw the puck grazing the goaltender's shoulder, glove side, and going high in that corner that every netminder will tell you to be the hardest to defend and to cover. Screening can come, willing or unwilling, and that's what's happening right now. Back in the neutral zone. Watch out for the pressure, 2 men for taking behind the opponent's net. High-risk strategy for the Czechs. Now they feel it is time to force and give the best. They know that they have the second stop coming in a few seconds. Hemsky, look at the option turns around, lovely piece of skating. How can he maintain possession? Takes the hit, he resists, gets protected by Nedved, takes the man away behind him. Very smart move by Nedved. Has no bump on the defender to take the space away. Now it's time to take the puck away. 53 seconds, looks like a power play. Watch out for his left shot and deflection. Nothing else. Jiří Novotný. Again, a super effort by the fourth liners. What about the goaltender? He moved right to left, one pipe to another. Nedved gives us a taste of what it means to be very fit at 40 years of age. He pushes the opponent on the board, or shall I say over the board. L'attack, another good control by Lucas Kaspa. 37 seconds to go, back in the neutral zone. Still time for an attack, 28 seconds. Watch out for a quick counter-attack. The Czechs know that it's time to force quick transitions. The third in less than 1 minute. So from behind the net, Mitrovic is skating and watching the time. Jakub Petruzalek. Keep your eyes up when you're skating. You can also watch how much time is left in the second period if you got such skills, such experience. Back in a few minutes for the third period. I am sure you don't want to miss that.
That was the end of the second period, and it also ends with 1 goal for each team. Scoring for Norway, number 10, Lars-Erik Spets, and scoring for Czech Republic, number 46, David Krejci. Shots on goal for Norway, 8, Czech Republic, 10. Också den andra perioden, den slutar 1-1. Målet för Norge, det görs av nummer 10, Lars-Erik.
More than a team taking the ice, looks like a scoring stars parade. Or it's in Thomas Moises, the most prolific scorer of all the defensemen in this roster. 6 goals and 32 points for TPS Turku. Also like a couple of teammates, Nilay Oki, national player, but keeping closer to the match ahead. We know what kind of offensive weapons Jakub Kova's team has. But the big question is, are they tired after so many penalty killing? They're the best skaters of the team, of our national team that has this high number of NHL concentrated in the goal department, experience in the defense, and probably talent, more talent, we better say, in the forward department. That's a very simple way to describe Adam Sekami. After 3 consecutive gold medals, 99, 2001 and 2005, the Czechs get the one we saw and commented together in 2010. So talent could be a blessing or a curse, and expectations are very, very high. Puck circulating. And remaining in the Czech zone. Thomas Moises in. I'm curious to say how many minutes he played so far. Michalek in his best season this year. 35 goals for the Ottawa Senators. He wants to replicate his performance from last year. 6 goals and 10 points. Back in the neutral zone. The pass is good, the same as the defense. David Krejci helping his D-man, as he often does with the Boston Bruins. A push shot from the blue line. Back deep in the zone, sure, no white shirt chasing that. Shifts up very, very short. Look for a steal who doesn't come by Aleksemski. It's time for Jakub Kova to block the puck. And let us see the first stoppage of the third period. It was not that easy because the defenseman deflection could go either way. Use your stick close to your goaltender and you may pay the price. If you put your body in between, you go for the safer thing, but with the stick you do your best, but sometimes it could work against your goaltender. Kneeling down, you are Kaunis Maki. Finish your name for the Danish player. Pushes the puck away. Moises. D to D. Von Saxen. Torres in on the left side. He goes in front of the net, followed the white shirt number 41 in front of the net in case the whites get the puck back. It is not to be. Lovely pass, but no room on the Nemeth. Spinning around, he fakes a drop pass. Krajcek. You can hear the sound of the physical play on the corner. Czeslawa. Long pass again. Good defensive work. You are Kaunis Maki. Closing down quickly. Many players committed in the physical struggle along the board. Now the puck comes up quick. The neutral zone. Again, it's Blatak pushing it forward. Michalek's slap shot. Some music from the Ramones, from the loudspeaker. And an extra effort for Ole Christian Torfsen. At the face of Marius Holtet. Puck remains there, very quick and sharp. Pinching by Erik Sonberg. Holtet takes the puck around. He wants to put it on the right side of the stick. Deflection by the goaltender, which finds the puck behind his net. L'attack to Czeslawa. Again, Czeslava in for a long shift. He leaves the pack and probably also the surface to go for a shift. Watch out for a dangerous change on the fly by the Czechs. Nothing happens. Moises picks it up for a lick. Plekanec, number 87, taking attacking duties. Jakub Nakladal. Again, Nakladal. Very offensive defenseman, very dangerous one. The shot is denied by Montreal Canadiens star Thomas Plekanec. Sideway pass again, Konismaki. Flicks it over behind the net. Jakub Nakladal gives and receives and looks for a stretch pass. Moises may be the first one to pick up this loose pack. Loose packs are very useful for offensive moves like that. Dangerous sideway pass on the blue line. The kids get told never try a sideway pass on the blue line. Tenkrat looks for Frolik. St. Tenkrat keeping possession of the puck now. Puck is dislodged on the collision, on the light collision. Hemsky waiting for support. No way to find a hole between the bodies, and Czeslava has to work hard again. Hemsky back checking, attacking and back checking, very committed. Thomas Moises. Quantity and quality provided by the first liner. Very confident short passes, and probably it is a good way. You see that stretch passes don't work so well for a team that might be scoring. And again they insist. Very good shift for guys in red. They get involved in a quick gathering. Mikael Frolik, the young one, promptly protected by the old Warriors. This is a classic. Young kids and goaltenders get immediately protected in case of arguments. So very good footwork by Frolik. He vaults around, follows the puck when it is lost, and reappears on the other side, obliging the goaltender to move pipe to pipe and creating a scoring opportunity denied. The last Haugen. There's an infringement on the face-off area. So Kai Hospelt Marius Holtet, excuse me. Clean win, but not quick keeping by Lukas Krajicek, and no surprise, he's a little bit tired after the phenomenal physical effort. And that's the score. It was coming. Frolik, as we say, very footwork close to the net. Never leave him alone one-on-one with your goaltender, especially if your goaltender has been severely tested throughout the whole game. A bit too easy to jump over the last defender. And again, the goaltender finds himself in a very dire situation, screened by his own D-man and tested by the quick stick work of the big talent, appropriately nicknamed the young Jagger. "11 minutes, 30 seconds left to equalize." A huge task for the Norwegians. Skating around, waiting for support, making the most of his skating ability, David Krejci. Vonka keeps the puck in just for a while. It is outside the blue line. Moises. Tollefsen pushes it away. Morten-Ask. Mattisoli. And again, Marius halted. Back in the neutral zone. Puck loops up, then goes sideways, which is good for the goaltender that may have lost the perception of where the puck was. Morten-Ask. Berra just Krode driving to the net, waiting for Patrick Torresen to provide a bullet. Here we go. Wraparound is completely dangerous attempt with the back of the stick. The danger is pushed away, but it's just a matter of seconds before it comes away. It was in the air. Brilliant territorial work. Keep the puck there. Held the opponent goaltender, bending down on his knee, moving from one pipe to another, possibly twice. Simple basic strategy that it works. And from behind, Jonas Hollows, the veteran defender. So reliable on the defense. And lethal in attack for the equalizer. Czech Republic 3, Norway 3. That's exactly what I don't think didn't want to happen. However the game finishes, the Czechs cannot afford to go to the extra time. Every detail counts at the World Championship, so you cannot waste too many energies when you have to play any 24 hours. The Solos did a phenomenal job defending, playmaking, killing penalties. Outstanding veteran. There's no penalty call. So from behind the net, tremendous athleticism by the 40 years old Petr Nedved. Who cannot manage to settle down the puck. Halted. Marius halted. Doesn't have someone to pass the puck to. Watch out for the danger coming the opposite way now. Says number 87, Jakub Nakladal. Coming from behind. Miroslav Blatak. Blatak slaps the puck away. All the way around to Milan Michalek. Milan Michalek. No one in front of the net. This exact moment, Frolik was skating away from the crease. The puck is stopped. Brilliant defensive work. Now the guys in white need a shift. Puck is pushed away mid-air and pushed back to give Petr Chaslava the chance to leave it to Andrei Nemec and go to the replacement bench. Not a good control in the neutral zone, but the Reds find a way to push it forward. Again, Solo, very good covering on both the posts. You see one defenseman at any post. Brilliant territorial work. This way, you easily smother down everything and create chances. Very good net protection. I cover the first post, you the second. Simple, basic, but very effective. Konismaki, Jukka Konismaki leaves it to Lars Pet. 5 minutes left in the game. So from behind the net, what the Norwegians have to do is just keep the danger away from the crease area. A backhanded aerial was the idea, but it hasn't been permitted. Back behind the net. Nakladal. Here's the puck. And goes to the blue line. Hoping for a bullet to come his way in order to show us his slap shot. Chaslava, and that's Michalek sliding in the exact place where he wanted to put the puck. Let's have a look to the 6 goals so far This is a classy one. Same we can say of this one. Sideways to the center. This is more of a North American style. Screening and in, screening and in. And coming from behind with a sharp sense of timing, Jonas Holos makes his presence felt in the scoring board as well. He led the way to his teammates today, keeping the opponents away from shooting distance most of the time, setting the tone. Four minutes left. And a pack to win after the drop for the guys in red. They have to defend again, see how they can create a scoring opportunity again. No sense of relief on both the benches. And a bit of a physical relief comes now with this stoppage. There we see how close we've been to record another change in the scoreboard. Less than 5 minutes after Jonas Solo's effort gave Norway the advantage. There we go. The backhand tap in is denied. Spectacular game. We've seen everything, especially after both the teams stopped giving away easy penalties. Curiously, looks like there's more space when the teams are 5-on-5. 3 minutes left to manufacture a scoring opportunity. Looking for a good penetration in the attack zone. Denied. Again, the pack is stationary there. The Czechs manage to maintain the pack, but it cannot really enter quickly into the opponent's dining room. Skating around, trying to put it in front of the crease. Aleksemski. Chaslava, blind clearing, which is picked up by the Danish. Marty Roymark goes to the bench. Mats Hansen turns around. Nothing yet. Patrick Thoresen. He has to get the best out of Blatak. The two remain nearly tangled, close to the net. Again, white 41 and red 44. Physical struggle that the referee think without infringement. Tollefsen jumps over Moises. Matis Olim looking for a centering pass. Too much traffic in front of Jakub Kovu's net. Nakladal gives and receives. Michalek. It's a 1-on-3. Puck is deflected to the corner. The work for Michalek, for Krajcek, excuse me. Very good penetration and shot. There's a rebound. Most dangerous rebounds are the ones in front of the crease. This one went sideways, like this pass. It's a one-on-one again. Center right, denied again. Good defense against Patrick Torresen. The game has been played in very good spirit. We've seen the best of commitment. Commitment, physicality, athleticism, line matching, respect. I think we see that all. The penalty came from defensive efforts, from commitment, not from lack of respect or silliness, not at all. Great game, 10 seconds to go. Then it will be a 4-on-4. Time over. Time over, so brain work again for both the coaches. They got different target. They came to the World Cup with different tasks. But one of the things you want in the first dice is not to go to the overtime. Of course, you want to win before that. The face-off won 27-19, shots on goal 25-31, power play opportunities 2-4. No big hits. So you don't ask physicality or big bumps, but you want to cover the ice and have your best skaters. Problem is that most of the times you already asked so much to them in the regulation time. The first back in the opponent's zone is a white one. Circulates around. Tollefsen. Krolik. Nakladal. Andre Nemeth. Krolik, and one-on-one, the angle is tight. But the chance was there. 2-on-2. Outside skating is allowed, but then Michalek denies center ice. Back is thrown away. Holos. Gives and receives Tollefsen. First indication by the bench to not open up too much. Game plan is visible. Marius Holten chasing the puck, Czeslava having the best. No, it's a white one, Tollefsen. Marius Holten. Space denied again by Czeslava. Holten still in possession, in for a long shift. Still finding the way, battling again against Czeslava. Petr Tenkrat. Tenkrat drops it there, very good pass. There was a bit of a screening. Brilliant net minding. The puck is still there, one timer, but Thomas Moises. Michalek. Nearly 30 seconds in the attacking area for the Czechs. In desperate need, Plekanec in desperate need of a rest, goes to the bench. Tollefsen, Patrick Torresen, both the teams have a change on the flight. Forwards covering up very well in defense. Time to counter-attack. Will they go to the corner? No, they try to put it centralized. Offensive face-off, and a slashing who could be very, very costly. You don't want a 4-on-3. Have a look to that. It's a very difficult and an interesting decision indeed by the referee not to penalize that. Brilliant. Haugen puts the pad down, stick side, to deny low ice. One minute 28 seconds. No seaming for the Danish, for the Norwegian player. Good back circulation. Now the Reds probably will try to keep the opponent in, denying a change on the fly. The danger now is momentarily gone. Ole Christian Tollefsen, captain, leaves it there. 50 seconds. A nice in call. The face-off. It's a few dozen yards back. So you stay, I think. Alice Adamczyk probably told Czeslava to stay in. Let's see. Yes. He wants Czeslava right behind the face-off area to the slap shot, which is done by Blatak because the puck went a bit too far away. Blatak and Czeslava again. In as a defensive unit with offensive duties because the puck is still on the other side. They have to keep it in. Backhanded. Backhanded pass. Blatak puts it in front of the crease. 20 seconds. It's a 2-on-2. Blatak covers up very well. 12 seconds. No time to try something cute or too elaborated. Just time for a slap shot. Moises loses the opportunity. The time is over. The time is over.
As the score is still tied, again the winning shots will follow. Each team will send 3 players to take the shots.
3 players to the shot, says the speaker at the Stockholm Arena. Again, there is...
If the game is still tied after 3 shots by...
So, it's Czech Republic turn to start. You can feel the tension in the air. Well, it's not hard to understand which team has more supporters on the stands. So it's Hemsky versus Haugen. Pay attention, my friends. Ooh. Very courageous choice by the goaltender. He comes out. Couple of yards, then he retreats and covers low ice, giving this way the forward the opportunity to flick or either to put the puck behind, like we saw. 5-all, score denied to Per Agerskroder. Very quick to close down the Pats, Jakubkova. Here we go with the player born in 1971, Petty Medvedev. It goes sideways, but a bit too much, so he finds himself too close to the line. Good movement from one side to the other, but then the space was over. Patrick Torresen, St. Petersburg, former Lugano veteran. And it is denied by a pet save. Torresen found himself too close, with the puck too close to flick it up. You need a bit of room to flick it up. So a center shot, maybe hoping that Hogan would dive one of the two sides. No score. Again, a pet save. And it's done. Adamczyk may feel a big sense of relief. Very quick movement, stick side. Looks like one of the drills the goaltenders do in a training session. From Kladno, you see the flag from Kladno, and Hradec Kralove and České Budějovice, classic ice hockey places. Now time for us to see best players of both the teams. So many to choose. I don't even try this time. I would go for Hemsky on one side, and Tollefsen, Holos. Yeah, Jonas Holos or Tollefsen on one side. Allow me to pick two. Let's say Hemsky or Michalek on the other side. And the prize goes to the goaltender, Lars Augen. Best player of the game. A big disappointment on his face. One day they will remember that as a great effort, but this is not the moment.
Best player in the Czech Republic, number 93, Petr Nedved.
Oh, that adds to a legend's profile, Petr Nedved. Yes, why not? I have to agree with the choice. His debut at 40 years of age, an adventurous life, tremendous athleticism, and well-deserved picture and prize. Thanks a lot for sharing this emotional, strong, technical, and hard-fought game. See you later for more. Goodbye.